Welcome, I'm Bill Wake. We're here working on the SortTables program, which is a project I had from a couple years ago, and we're kind of modernizing it. Actually, we've pulled a lot of things forward, and we're doing pretty good on that front. But one of the things I want to do is explore whether the new SwiftUI table will be able to replace this custom Swift spreadsheet component that we used the first time around. And as we were playing with the SwiftUI table, we found at least one defect related to the sorting, and we want to pursue that, put in a good bug report to Apple, and hopefully get that fixed. It's a little delay from the work I want to do, but in the long run, I'll be happier to have that fix in place. Okay, let's see. So, other thing, no sessions next week. I'm out of town, but I'm getting back the following Monday, which is Thanksgiving week. So Monday to Wednesday, I'll try and broadcast those days. I certainly won't be able to on Thanksgiving Day itself on Thursday. All right. So, well, let me save this before I forget. Okay, so what we saw was we were running, we have this person component that is entries for a table, and we created a a sort order for the table based on basically based on these fields. So first by given name, then family name, then email, and we create the table with a list of people. And the key thing on the sort order, we've got that arrangement. When you do that, you are saying, I want my columns to be resorted. I can click on a column header and it will sort up or down depending. All right, and then so we have 3 columns, and then the body of the thing is the tables. And what we did was we added a little information. We added a debug description, or maybe they had one. I think we created a custom one up there, but at any rate, we tell ourselves, when did the sort order change? What is it like now? And what we saw was really weird. When you click on one column, you get clicking on it, it sorts it up or down like you'd expect. When you switch to a new column, it actually reverses the column you just left, which seems wrong. We're going to verify that that's really happening and minimize the case so we can report this, so somebody can run this very simply and verify the bug that we think we see. Okay, let's see. All right. So I guess, okay, so this one, I'm not going to worry about the table column customization. The other thing we want to do is rearrange columns, and there's a facility that lets you do that, but we're gonna focus on the sort order for now, and not worry about the column customization. So I'm going to chop that stuff out. I think we'll remember how to do it, or at least how to find it. Okay, so this goes away. And this process of kind of minimizing the test case is really important for, well, if you don't do it, somebody else will. And if you don't give people enough information for a bug, they just kind of say, oh, you think there's a problem in here, and they may try something and not find it. But if you give them a repeatable steps that they can just do this every time, it will fail the same way. You've minimized the code and they can see it happening. It just makes it much easier to do this stuff, so to fix it. And when it's easy to fix, it gets better attention from the developers and more likely to get fixed. So that's why I'm taking the trouble, and partly it's a learning experience for us too, so it's worth it from that perspective. All right, let me run this thing. I probably should have done that before. And I don't know where that's going to go. Well, while that's getting started, I did find Apple's bug reporting page, and there's a feedback assistant app. I don't know if there's one on the Mac. Oh, core services. Or feedback assistant. I was expecting an app. Well, it jumped me to a web page. Okay. Launch via the Apple feedback URL. Okay. No, I'm not going to do that. Where are we still building? Running the spike. Well, this is weird. Oh, there it is. Oh, okay. Let's put this on our screen so we can see it. Okay, so I don't know what these create port things are. Okay, so when we started, we set on change to initial true, so we can see the starting state. All right, so it's given name, family name, email address. That should correspond to what we said here. Yeah, given name, family name, email address, and the table is sorted by that. You can't quite tell because these four are in the same order as these three or these four. So, and there's no duplicate, so we never get to the second key. But at any rate, it does look like it's sorted at least by that first column, as you expect. Okay, and we're going to. Wow, I don't know what that window problem is. We're going to, whoops, where'd the header go? Okay, there. All right, so I'm going to click this. So this is forward, 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 right? I'm going to click this. Yeah. Got to select the screen again. So I click it and I get one, I should have one marker down. Okay, so now it sorted. And it says I changed the sort order, but what I see is given name, family name, email address, all forward, forward, forward. It does not seem to have changed it yet. Now, let's make sure, let's make sure what on change does, because maybe it gives us the old one and I'm just being stupid from that. I almost feel like that could be the case, that I'm being stupid. Usually it's a fair bet. I don't know what the real details are. And that's one of the things I'm kind of learning the hard way. I really need to like make the habit of reading these facilities when I use them, because most of them I just don't use often enough to really have them in my head. And there's usually subtleties on change Swift. And we want these. I want change of value. Action. Escaping nothing goes to void. Okay, let's go to the other one. We're not actually using that one. We're using this one. VV. Let's see what those values are. Old value, new value. Oh. Okay. Well, apparently this bug is in me, not in them. Okay. All right. Well, that explains some amount of problem. Okay, so running it again. All right, so we start forward, forward, forward. I think I'm just selecting the screen and then change it. Reverse forward, forward. Okay. Now when I click family name, yeah, I think we're going to be okay, is my stupidity, or whatever you want to call it. I'm sure you can find a nicer name for me. All right, this one does sort the first time you do it, and it says forward person, reverse given name, forward email address. Now the email address is not in order, so let's take that. It's forward, and we click it, it's still forward. Okay, family name was reversed. No, family name is forward. Given name is reversed. Oh, the other thing that's going on. Okay. Yeah. So I'm not sure. Reverse given name. Okay. Yeah, we definitely have things to learn here. I think what it's also doing is as you click one of these things, it keeps track of which one was the primary key. The latest one you click is the primary key. So I'm going to restart. I just want to get this straight in my head what's all going on. Maybe I can submit a documentation bug. You guys don't tell us what's going on. How can we know what to do? Yeah, I guess when I feel bad about not reading these docs, there's so many times I read the docs and go like, you didn't really tell me what was up. Okay. All right, so we are starting, I guess we are small to large, I guess is the meaning of that. Forward, given name, family name, email address, all forward. Okay, if I do this going down, and I clicked, yeah, I keep moving off the window. Okay, so now it's reverse given name, forward family name, forward email address. Okay, if I select the family name, it was forward family name. I think we're going to sort. Oh no, I can't. Yeah, if I click family name, that should become primary. And I think it should move to forward family name, reverse given name, forward email address. Forward family name, reverse given name, forward email address. Okay. And then the second, okay, let me change our test data. Okay. Well, no, I think I'm good there. Okay, select the screen. Family name is reversed. No, forward, because it started out forward. So we selected the existing thing. Selecting a new column, I think, just moves that to the front of the sort order, and then changing it reverses the family name. And then this one is forward. Let's get this in front. Gita one, yeah. Okay, so now it's forward email address. And if I reverse it, okay, well, that actually makes sense. So when you select a column, when you select a different column, it's going to take whatever that column's current sort order is, forward or reverse, and it's going to say this is now the primary key because we're sorting by the most recent. The most recent one is the primary key. So this is a way to sort things by. I mean, it's kind of like a radix sort in a way. But if you have three, let's say we have three family key or three keys, and we want to sort by this one primary, this one secondary, this one third, then the way to do it is click email address, get that sorted right, then click family name, then click given name. So you work from least important key to most important key, and then that'll give you a forward sort by all three keys. If you have a stable sort, meaning if you have equal elements, when you sort, they won't change their relative order, then you do okay with this. If they can change, then you can get some weird kind of behaviors, I guess. But yeah, all right. So I think my goal is documentation then. Okay. so I want to make some better test data so you can see, because you can't tell if it's sorting by email address or given name, because they all line up exactly. So our data is not so good. Okay. Let's make a new, whoops. Come on. A new file. And I'll just do a markdown, I guess, or text. Empty's fine. Okay. So I don't know how much to tell myself, but let's see what they say. I don't know, do we leave enough up here to... Okay, supporting sorting. Sort the data, the modifiers perform closure. Okay. Right. Okay. And they just give the sort order. This example is actually pretty terrible because there's only one key. And so how could I ever know the other keys? So I think we're only going to be allowed to sort the data that we put in. Let's see if that's true. Okay, so if given name is the only sort field, let's see if it only sorts there. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think there's a bug anymore. Only between the ears, you know. All right. Right, so given name has a comparator. I don't know if I click on family name. Is that going to be in there? It is. Huh. So that's just the initial sort. Okay. Verify it really doesn't flip the selected column by setting it to forward. Okay, so I think where we are now is email address, family name, given name are all forward, and email address is the last clicked. So I think that's the state we're seeing. I'm going to click on the background to make sure I'm on the right screen. But if I click family name, I expect it to stay forward, but family name should move to the front of that list. Okay, so forward family name, email address, and given name all stay forward. All right, if I flip this and then I do this, again, I expect it to be forward family name, reversed email because I flipped it twice, and forward given name. So doesn't flip the previous column, so setting it to forward. Okay, yeah, so right now email is reversed. If I click this, email stays reversed. Okay, so I think that's what I want to try and say in here. So when sorting a SwiftUI table, give the data a list of initial comparators, or I guess this is really create the sort order, a list of initial comparators, and then when you change columns, well, maybe it's better to talk about when you're there. Okay, when you click on a column that's already selected, shown with V or caret, that column sort order is flipped. Okay, is that true? When you click on a column that's not already selected, that column is moved to the front of the sort order. With its order unchanged. And I guess if you click on a column without a defined sort order, it defaults to forward. Okay. So, all right. So I'm going to rerun. No, I'm going to change the data. I keep saying I'm going to do that. All right. Let's go down here. Well, those are okay. I'm going to make the family names just A. Well, let's put them in order. Well, no, I guess it's good if they're not in order. I'm going to make Gita. Okay. 1 can be A. I guess this kind of random order would be fine for the middle one. C, D. Okay. And then a different random order. So this is 1, 4, 3, 2, 2, 3, 4, 1. Okay, and this is, oh, have I just screwed it up again? Okay, I'm going to put them in order so I can think about them. This is pitiful, I know, but okay. So in alphabetical order by first name, I'm in DABC order for that. And now I want another order that's none of these. So 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. This can be 3, 4, 1, 1, 2. Okay, now let's run it. Okay, so in this case, give a name. So sort change, that's really the initial one. We started off with only give a name in the forward direction, and it is sorted by that. The reason it got sorted is we said on change, sort. Okay, print the new order and sort it. So first time through, we said initial true, so it calls this and does that. All right, so now by our claimed rules. Oh, wait a minute. What's going on here? I'm not running it. I'm still not running it. Why am I not changed? There's my data. Oh, that's the preview. It's not the run. My editor's working today. Okay, so this should be the real run. Whoops. Oh, what did I call it before? Oh, static. Okay, that's better. All right. So now this order is not consistent with this one, not consistent with this one. All right. Initial forward given name. All right. So if I go to family name, my claim is I'm going to default, I'm going to go to family name given name. And it's going to default to forward order because that's how it starts. Okay. Now, if I go back to given name, I expect to move back but not change. Okay, so given name is now first, then this. If I do this one again, whoops, reverse it, reverse given name, forward family name, this comes back forward family name, go back again, should stay reversed. Okay. Yeah, I think we captured it. Now, let's see. Create this one. Click on a column that's already selected. Column sort order is not flipped. Okay, now if we, let's make this empty. Let's take this one out too. Okay. Okay. No. Compare. Key path comparator. Whew. Well, let's put this back and see. What type is this? Oops. Key path comparator. I don't know what compared is. Is that person? Does that build? Oh, how bad. Okay, so this compared. I'm going to try person. I think that's what they're saying the compared type is. It's not immediately complaining. Okay, let's take this out and build again. Good. All right. So now we're starting off with no comparators in place, and none of these have, there's no sort order at all. And it should call it with empty. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to do family name. I expect it to go A, B, C, D and get a forward sort. Okay. Yeah. All right. Okay, so I think we've characterized it. I'm going to say it may start empty. Now the puzzle to me, Okay, how does this thing know? How does it know given name ties to / given name? And do we tell it that? Oh, we can take these customization IDs off. Oh, it does say value. Okay. All right. So if you're creating a column, you know the sort order or the path, I guess, really. And so we can use those. All right, I probably should say that. Now, interestingly, once you get a key path in there, you can't get it out of the sort order, but I think that's probably legit. I mean, somewhere there was a reset. I don't know if it's on sort order. Yeah, I'm not sure. Maybe that was the column order. Okay, if you click a sum that's already selected, I guess that case comes after. I'm going to say if that is created based on the table column and defaults to forward. Okay. Click on a column that's already selected. The sort order is flipped. So according to this, the first time I click on something, it never reverses up. But if I do reverse it, it keeps reversed. Okay, and I don't know what you call these, it's like a most recent stack or something. I don't know if there's a formal name for it, but whenever you select something, you move it to the front of the list and insert it if need be. Okay, I mean, yeah, I think this is good. And so to reverse something, I guess the corollary is to reverse something, you can't reverse it on the first click. It's if you come back to it, it's the same as it was. It takes an extra click to reverse it. Okay. Good. Now, I think that's good. I think that gives us enough information to go on. And I think maybe I should submit that. I don't know if they take documentation bugs, but excuse me. Sort order. We'll see what they say down here. Sort order binding to array of sort. Binding to a value ID. Okay. Selection, sort order. Okay. I don't see any object that makes sense to talk about being in charge of that. So, value is rows. Table rows conforms to content. Okay. Yeah, I don't think there's anything you could look at. I don't think that sort is gonna, I mean, that's just it's a sort comparator. Okay. Right. Yeah, that doesn't really tell you. Okay. Well, let's see what we can do. Reporting. What did I get to? Oh. Okay. I don't need a log. So I guess I want this to be on table. Wherever it got to. Did I leave it? Some places will put buttons at the bottom to. No. Okay. All right. Well, let's see. I guess I need to log in. Where was that thing about the Mac? All right, let me excuse myself a minute if this comes back. Maybe I rejected them once and now they resent it. What was the other way to get there? Okay. Let me hide a minute and I'll be back once I get logged in. Okay. Well, they're telling me all this stuff that I've ignored. Oh, yeah, that one's worth knowing. Self.log changes. Yeah. Okay, so I don't know if I should consider this iOS or Mac OS. I guess we'll call it iOS, iPad OS. I don't care about those. Okay. Well, what would I call it? Swift? No. This is too much. User interface? No. Something else. Okay. All right. Take this. I guess I could have put that in the same paragraph. Yeah, I don't think I need to be asked since the whole purpose of this is to do that. Okay. Okay. Well, that's a start. Now, So for my purposes on sort tables, I don't want it to actually think that I want to override that behavior that the most recently clicked thing is actually in charge of the sort order. All I want to do is let it reverse. Okay, so I don't think I need to worry then. All right, so because I'm using this order, I don't have to respect that. I don't have to use that directly. I can adjust it before I use it. And so my order is what's the current column order, and but I want to get the reversed or forward status from this. So if it's there, yeah, if it's left of the bar, then I want to use whatever this new order claims to be. But I'm never going to let it directly sort the table. Okay, I hope that makes sense. Yeah, now back to our regular program. So I think I trust our understanding of sort order enough to do what we want to do. I know I can let them manage what they think the sort order is, but remember, they don't do the sorting, so we do the sorting. We can decide how to interpret this. I could say I want to give a name first, family name, email address, but I'll reverse it according to whatever it has on its list, and I can clearly pull that information because we did it to print it. Okay, so that's okay. All right, so I think the sorting will work itself out. All right, so let's switch gears, and we're going to do the. I'm not going to do selection anymore. I don't even know if I need selection. It might be reasonable. I mean, it would make sense in my application to click on a line and have something happen, would that open the window that shows all the details for that row maybe? Okay. All right. So sort order. Okay. All right. Now I don't really care about the preview, but that's okay. All right. Let's go back. We did this before, so I don't think it's gonna be too hard. But we want table order. They talk about that somewhere. Oh no, I guess we discovered it or found about it somewhere else. Table column customization, queries that enables reordering and visibility. The state can be queried and updated programmatically. Column customization is an entity. See, I don't know how that's true. Because, yeah, here's the reset order. This tells me the visibility. The state can be updated and queried and updated automatically, as well as bound to scene storage. Okay, that's fine. such as programmatically hiding a column. Now, interestingly, they only show the read, but I don't know what they call the other. Visibility and updated programmatically. I mean, what I would like to do is order. I would like to treat this like an array and reorder things. I don't know if I can do that. Okay, well, let's get this example going. Okay, so we're going to create a column customization again. Okay. And I'm going to take selection out because I'm not too concerned about it right now. But why? Whoa, wait, what's columns? Okay. This is dollar column customization. And I guess maybe the deal is, I don't know if I can do this. Is that going to do it? Since I'm creating it here. So I can just do this, as we learned before. I don't have to take the two parameters in. Okay, this was a mess. But we can see it in action. Okay, so it comes in initially. There's no column state. Column order is nil. I don't know what that column state is, but okay. Let's reorder family name first. Huh. Let's look at their example. Oh, I don't have any customization IDs. Yeah, good point. All right. Because I took them out. All right, now, yeah, it turns to a hand. We can swap it. Okay, so we should have had an initial one. Oh yeah, table customization person, column state empty. Okay, now we got last first. Okay, got the width, got the visibility. I don't know if I can I print that? Let's try that too. No. Okay. Only visibility? Okay, so we dragged, we got explicit last, explicit email. Why is it so many times? Let me run it again. Oh, it's still not gonna get a visibility. And that's not really gonna help me. Okay, so when I reorder these, oh, is it doing it while I drag maybe? Column order automatic. Oh, that's the name of, that's the visibility automatic. Well, that's boring. I can't get any other information from that column. And I can't set it inside it. I mean, I can query it. That's something. Explicit first with explicit last. I don't know what that explicit means. All right, I think he's doing it when I drag. First email. Last. How? Wait. Oh, here's column order. Last, first, email. Okay. I forget what this stuff is in it. It's an array. Okay, per column state, I guess that's where we track width and visibility. And then column order gives us that. But I don't think I can ask it for column order. Okay. Now the question to me is, how willing am I to fight the system to get it? Because it looked like you could, no, conforms to encodable. So I can probably get the information out by knowing what I'm looking for. State is stored relative to its customization identifier using the value from the customization ID. When it's encoded and decoded, it relies on stable identifiers. Okay. Identifiers can also programmatically change customizations, such as hiding a column, when that's really the only thing that you can do. It sounds to me like they wanted to do more and did not. Function table column headers. They may column that a table can offer. Reorder, resize visibility. Okay. Yeah, so I guess for me to use this, which I'm kind of willing to bend it and do it if it'll work, I can encode this object and then use my knowledge of their structure to say there's going to be a column order object. It's optional, and if it's there, it's got the 3 column identifiers. It's cheating slightly, I guess. I mean, kind of. Yeah, I guess I would say it's cheating, but I'm kind of willing to cheat if this will do it. Now, from my point of view, I guess when I see a column move, all right, now how can I tell? I don't know what this is. Metadata options. No. Well, if I do this, can I tell? Yeah, okay. So now I have last first email. Okay. And I'm not getting it while I'm wandering around. But as soon as if I leave it there, nothing. If I change it, it changes. Okay. I mean, I need to know when it changes, and I can monitor customization to find out. All right. So that's a good thing. I don't know how we're going to get back to. Let's open up our other project. Recent. It should be open. Okay. Now what? Yeah, spike. Okay, visible. Yeah, whatever. Okay. How can I tell what's going on with this thing? Okay, I guess I'm just going to kind of skim through. Hard left, one right, one button. Oh, hard left, one right, one. That's that array, the little media controls at the bottom. Okay, I'm good with that. Oh, the other thing I need to do is I want a sticky first header, first row, first column. Get out there eventually. So I want to put the row numbers in here, and I don't want you to be able to drag this. But I can't. Can I live without those numbers? Maybe. You don't do anything with them except look at them. Or I could let you drag them around and be there, but really I would prefer them to be row headers. Okay. So I've got that first column. I got to decide if I care enough about that to do it. Row header nib. Okay. Column header. Tap. I do recognize taps on a column. I just don't know. Yeah, I just don't know. How can I get from there to knowing selection? Can I select a cell, I guess? To select one or more members. Okay, so lack of row headers hurts, lack of selection. It appears I'm selecting the whole row. And that's certainly the behavior we saw. Let's see, selection stuff. binding sets of values or optional single value, which we just tried that. Well, let's do a broader search. Okay, Swift UI select cell in table. I don't know if that's going to be a selection with SwiftUI table. Okay. No, it doesn't seem to be it. Oh, that's interesting. Stores the identifier. Okay. Yeah, that one was different. Okay, that's down table column. All right. You can pass a rows that spends the data. Okay. No, that's a little interesting. Table column name value. So these are not in the rows. Well, we might have to do some of that. Well, it's not looking promising. Row selection. Support single editing. Oh, list. Okay. Is this all about list? Oh. Not promising. No, I'm not seeing anybody doing anything like that. Okay, let's try this. SwiftUI select column. I don't know if that'll help in table. I guess we saw that one. I don't think I'm getting it. Yeah, we've saw that one before. Grid is a little different. It's not really, I don't think it's going to help us. It's not really a table. It's not a bad thing, but I mean, maybe you could simulate a table with it, but you'd be doing a bunch of work. Okay. Already seen that. I had a question on change of. Can you change the value inside that? Like if someone changed place date, can I change it to something else? Will it re-trigger? I don't know. Okay, let's get to our. Well, I think Spike SwiftUI. I don't think I need that anymore. We pulled it out. That's fine. Just kind of cleaning up what we have. Now, that's not there. Contents.swift. Where are you? This is very weird. Where is contents.swift? And why is it got Spike and Playground? Oh, this is in the project, the Playground. Maybe. Okay, I think this is that, yeah. Okay. I don't think we care about that too much. Scene storage is only for use within SwiftUI lab Okay. I think that was just our spike. Okay. Let's run tests. Could you replace the whole sorting algorithm? Yeah, you may have said that before. I missed that if you did. Yeah, I think we could, right? Because we know that if we have the column order and the forward reverse, even if it's all scrambled up, but we can get to it, we could walk through there and pull out the forward reverses and then apply our column ordering and only use the forward reverses with it. So kind of merge the two aspects. That would work on that side. So yeah, I think the sorting is fine. The column ordering is, we could probably extract the information and make it work, but it won't be standard. So it's a little bit unfortunate. And then the first column numeric, that's kind of a bust. Especially since we can't enforce the table ordering. I mean, I don't understand why it's not like the sort ordering where they just had a column order and you could reorder things. Would have been nice. And they could have done the same thing. They could have modified them if you change the width of the visibility or something. I don't know why they don't allow that. I think it's just a sign that this thing is not complete, really. It seemed like they intended to, because they said you could change attributes, but they only provide one to change. So, that aspect of detecting the column order is not supported, but we could probably fake it. The first column thing, fixed row header is not supported. I might be able to fake it if I could control the columns, but I don't think I can. So if they drag column 3 to become column 0, I would like to switch it and make it column 1 instead. Now maybe I can do that with the internal information, but it's a little tricky. I mean, writing to it is going to be really messy. What's your problem now? Thank you, I guess. What was the other thing? Oh, I need to be able to detect double clicks on a cell. And I don't have a way to do that. I can only detect that a row was clicked, which doesn't really give me that information. Because I want the fluidity of doing it, so that filters, that's pretty good. So one of my imaginary applications is email, so you have to and from and subject and maybe some representation of the contents, and I could say, oh, I only want to see ones from Bob on this date, and restrict those two columns. Would be this fast interface to filter down. And that's what I was after with this, reorganize these things, first by date, then by sender, or vice versa, whatever makes sense for the situation, but it's not really doable if I can only select the whole row. All right. Let's update some to-dos and then, oh, that's spike. Well, let's check this in. Okay, I'm going to close this one for now. Yes. Now this one, or to do. Okay, well, this was not a sort bug. Okay, so let's. I think it's SwiftUI table defect. Wait, access the old order and the new order. Yeah. But we're checking the wrong one. Okay. We did document better how table sorting works and filed a suggestion with Apple. Can we rename? Not clear. Can we put a menu item? No. But it will sort or let you reorder. No. Could detect it with difficulty, but even harder to modify it. I guess, can we detect clicks in a cell? No. We tried a couple of variations there. So yeah, I think we learned a bunch. I'm never going to remember that's there. In the spike. I'm going to pull that into this project, I guess. I don't know where I should put it. You know what? I'm going to put it on my... I switched from using... oh, what is it? Blank out now. I had one of those memory tools, Evernote, and they like doubled the price on me or something. It's like, forget it. So I switched to one called Joplin. So I'm going to put it in there. Spike. Okay, so let me get that one open. It's going to take us time. Okay. That, and then where was our... I guess I want to look at SwiftUI table. Okay, so this is programming iOS. And we get over to this. Okay. All right. Well, hopefully I'll remember to look there if I ever need to. Okay. To do. And then also documented sorting with an entry in Joplin. Okay. Test should pass. I guess they're running over here. Yep. Well, that was a lot faster. Okay. Let's commit that. Right. Okay. Okay. So I would say that spike is done for now. I mean, my conclusion is, I guess I should say that conclusion, not ready for prime time for our application. Okay. Yeah, I don't see a way around that. So I'd like to look at this SQLite database, get that running. I know there was some Swift code, SwiftUI code used to build part of that. I just want to run that and make sure I can still kind of remember how it works, maybe document it a little bit. But let's take a break first. Oh, let's see. So where to get the width of each column? Yeah, I don't think there was anything that would let us detect the actual tap. Now maybe we could. Can we get the width? Well, we can get the width the same way we get the column order. We would encode it, drop it into some JSON dictionary object, and pull out the fields we wanted to look at. But I mean, I'm sure they intended like visibility colon. I'm sure they intended to have width colon and whatever name colon or something to tell you what that column was, and somehow get the order. It seems like good information you'd want to do the decent job on this thing. Yeah, it would be hacky, but I think you're right. I mean, because we could probably put a tap on the table object itself, right? So, like you say, if you could get that column with information and turn an X coordinate into the cell. I mean, we don't even care which row it is, right? We just care that that column was selected. I would say that's doable. I don't know how scrolling would interact and other stuff, but just in those terms, a little bit of hacking and probably figure out kind of that. But I think, I don't know. I'm hesitant to go that far on the hackery because, every time they put it out, they'll probably change the structure of the JSON that we would get. And, that's private so they can change it. And here we are forcing them to, letting them mess us up if we don't change it. So I don't know. But notice there was encode and I think there's decode. So we probably could change the values in a JSON and reorder them or something. Like asking for trouble, but I mean, it gives me some hope. Like if they added these things, they're fairly reasonable extensions of what they have. Then we could replace it at that point. I mean, it's getting there. It's not doing everything the UI kit table could do. Like the cell clicks there were much more direct, I think. And even there, we tried putting the click on the table column entry and it didn't like it. So, they just they want to fight you a bit. But yeah, I'm not quite willing to tear it all up just to it would be nice if the table was close and I could justify doing that, but I don't think I can when it's that far away. Unfortunately. All right. But I do think we can look at the SQLite database. So I think that's our next step. We'll take a break, 3 or 4 minutes, and do a little work on that. I may need to stop on the hour. We'll see. But yeah, be back in a few minutes. All right. Welcome back. All right. Okay. So install SQLite database. Let's run this again. So my recollection of what I did is that documentation, it would print out the document directory on the console. And it might have had to be a debug thing to get it. Let's see, I don't know. Okay. Is it this? Show debug info. Right. So I think what I have to do is drop my SQL database in that folder. It's probably, it's kind of a mixed thing. I mean, really, I'm not sure it makes sense to look at the local database, but, oh, okay. How to keep track of this resizing of the columns. Well, I think, again, you're monitoring that column customization object, and it knows, I mean, it changes when the column width changes, because it had an entry, I don't know if it was a dictionary or whether it was an array, but it had an entry for each column name, and then in there it had visibility and width and maybe some other things. I'm not sure what else was in there, but yeah, you could get notified every time the width changes, and then do our, JSON trick to get to the internals and figure out those widths is definitely possible. I mean, yeah, I think you're right. It is, but I'm not going to just giving up on that side of it for now. Instead, I do want to be able to run the SQLite database. So this one, I'm supposed to open database. Okay, yeah, we're trying to detect it, but it's looking now. Yeah, it's going to call this open database configuration. We'll just continue. All right, and it just wants the database. That's configuration. Huh. I maybe have to make. Right, I need to find the database in the documents folder. And that part's a little unrealistic, right? I mean, why would I have a SQLite database on my iPad in a document folder? It's not really the way it's going to happen. What's this? Okay. Unable to open database in unknown. All right. What I wanted to do, really, I wanted to prove the concept that could I connect to a SQL database, send a SQL query in that did the stuff I wanted, sorting and all that stuff, and selecting the right things. And so I used this SQL database. But what we have, though, is, yeah, so we have this folder. That folder is on my system. So let me find that file. Whoops. I guess I need Finder. Okay, and I'll do a go. Oh, let me put this where you can see it, I guess. Go to folder. And then we'll put this. Now that, oh, there's testDB. It did get copied in. Okay, let's try that. All right. Open configure database test.db. Okay. Oh, good. All right. I'm not sure what this blank area here is. All right. But save configuration. Okay. What we have is a set of tables. Okay, so person. Well, okay, let's take the person table. I don't know if I had done that. Table class, columns 5. Okay, so class has name, instrument, time slot, instructor, FK. Yeah, I've got to remember how to do these things. Let's go ahead and add another table. join. Right. So I should join this to person, but I'm not clear how to get to person. Add table. Okay, this is a message. I didn't know what that was before. Why is that not listed here? See, they should be listed. Okay, but now I can say person dot. Well, it's really class. Oh, I've written class dot class dot instructor fk equals person dot id. Okay, and I don't know if I've. I mean that. Okay, yeah. So, I'm not sure I did everything I wanted to see there, but instructor fk equals id. So now we've got for each instructor, what classes are they teaching? Maybe we can get that kind of query. ID, I don't know what name is. Name, I don't know, name of what. So I've got duplicate names of things. Probably instructor ID name. I don't think I've got the right fields. Oh, name is the teacher and the class. Okay, we're getting there. Teacher in the class, and then what's going on different? Name, I mean, I don't know. Something's happening. I'm not clear what. And I'm not clear. I'm not liking what I'm seeing. Okay, but test.db. Okay. And where's that? Test. I don't know. Is that test.st? Let's see what that thing is. Yeah, so the database exists, and I'm trying to pull in the tables. Oh, there's Adam coming. Okay. Pull in the tables so they can be joined and used together. I don't know if this is the configuration stuff. Project is empty. Yeah. So, okay. Format, tables, database configuration. Table names, class 2. Yeah, that's not very good. But there's columns, name, entity, instrument, ID, time slot, instrument. So we probably could join those. Is there a time slot? Oh, that's the same one. Yeah, I mean, okay, so that's the setup thing we had, configuration. Failed to create an image slot. Current error. Okay, well, let's look at this stuff because that may be. Perform input operation. RTT input. I don't know what that is. It's some sort of layout constraint problem. I don't know if that's where that is. Okay. Then we debug printed. And then we're back to this stuff. Problem when there's a keyboard. Interesting. I don't think this is the Swift stuff. I think this is something else. Although I'm not sure which parts were Swift and which parts are not. Failing to create image slot. System gesture time down. Yeah. Well, So the idea is you've got those. Okay. Add table. So why is it not showing up in the list? Let's hide. Okay. Is this a no? I don't know if it's an update issue. Can I? Oh, well, maybe I can open one. Open a database configuration. That's really what it is. Let's try test.st. Okay, so that is probably joined correctly. Instructor ID. I don't care about ID. Now it is strange that no, I'm not sure about those IDs. I'm sorry. Do I have any instructor names? It's class names, instructor foreign key. So I think I feel like I've got the same thing twice, right? But okay. And if I go back to configure, see, I don't have a consistent, like I have a way to save configurations, but I don't have a way to open them. Like, yeah, that definitely should be the case. I should list the databases. I know what folder we're looking in, right? So it should be select, not do that. Okay, so, but I can't open an existing configuration. I can save to it, but I can't open it, which seems like a flaw. So configure database. Once we have it, I can do a save configuration, but I never read it again. So I don't know. All right, but the good news is the database is out there, and it's some version of the one we're working with in the file case. But I think you've hit the nail on the head as to what the next thing to do with that is. So let me capture this. I think I actually want to make this kind of a top level. Already there in the documents folder. Okay, and so the let's see, I don't think we need that Ruby stuff, but I think what we're saying is list the available databases and select one rather than type in a name. And if we had done that, we would be better off. Okay. Then the other thing we're noticing is in the database configuration, well, okay, another thing is can't open an existing configuration, even though you can create one. Okay. and creating this. Now, this code may be worth critiquing. I mean, it's starting with class, and I don't know why it starts with 1, but person. Yeah, so this is just the person one. I don't know. It kind of goes out. Yeah, the config did have the same name. I think that's just me saving it as test.st. We can check that. Configure database test.db. Okay, that's that one. Go back here. I don't know. This is almost deserves to be its own tab more than anything. I'm going to add table. And that should be on this list here. And I believe it was at one point. I'll add a join. I got class and class 2. Right? Let's change this one. No, I don't know if that's going to work. Back. Class 2 dot instructor fk equals person dot id. That I think is correct. Okay, but why we don't have 2 classes, I don't know. And let's save this to config 2023 1109. Save. Didn't blink. Save. I don't know if it saved or not. Yes, it did. Text edit will be fine. Okay, joins this. If I don't know if I can break this out. Yeah. I gave it a version number. Okay. So we're joining, I don't know what, this is probably table 1 instructor F key to table 0 ID. Person ID equals instructor foreign key. Class instructor foreign key equals person ID. We got the table names, database name, the format, selected columns. Yeah, okay. Yeah. This is, again, that application where I was supporting a music festival where people take classes all day. So, you get this, generate this big list of classes and with their instructors on them. But the instructors could, they're people too. They might take a class as well as teach a class. And so you have a person table that represents students and teachers and anybody else because they all could overlap in their roles. Okay. And then I think there appears to be an error in the making a list of tables. Only one is shown. Okay. All right. Now, I don't know about the joins. Can I add a join? Boom. Okay. Well, adding a second join causes a crash. Ugh. Okay. I'm not sure what's up. I mean, I definitely recall getting lists of tables. I mean, you'd get a list, an entry for each table as you clicked add table. It should have had another one in the list. Now, I thought maybe it was a UI update problem that clicking add table didn't actually add anything, but that should have put two more rows in there, and clicking add join, well, that blows up now, but that should have theoretically updated this thing enough even without it. So I think there's room for some kind of getting into this add table, et cetera, the configuration database code, and then working on these issues. I don't know. It was very important for me to have the proof of concept of this thing actually working in it. I think I spent like 100 episodes doing it. I mean, it was a big project, but something either something I messed up then or something I messed up in the update in this week's update made this an error. Most likely, since it was my first Swift project, it's probably I did something stupid and it doesn't update because of that. Hopefully I'm a little smarter about it now, and we can find what the triggers are. Let's see if I can find this. Okay, database view, and that is a Swift view, a SwiftUI view. So we can see. I know I had a lot of grief. I think there's a fundamental mismatch in my understanding of models and how they update and how to make this stuff work. And I suspect when I started, my misunderstanding was even greater than it is now, and that's why we're not seeing some of these updates go. But I think, I mean, Swift really kind of prefers structs and not classes for these things. And I don't know. I felt like at the time I kind of pushed through it, but I wonder now if it really is just not right at all. I don't know. I'm not sure how to do stuff. All right. But I do have to call it quits for the day here. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'll have to call it quits for the day here. Got some company I wasn't expecting quite so soon. And I will be off next week, but I think we'll continue with this project. Maybe working through these kind of errors will give us a little insight in how my Swift code can be improved today as well as then. I think that would be a worthy cause. The other ones I'm considering. One is there's I play Mountain Dulcimer up in the corner. I don't know if it's visible, but that it's got three strings and it's got kind of an unusual fret pattern, and there's sort of this I saw somebody's got a guitar app that kind of works through alternate tunings, and we use alternate tunings a lot. I went to a jam last night, and I think we tuned to maybe 6 different tunings in the space of an hour and a half. That's very unusual for jams, but it's the way it was last night for whatever reason. And understanding what are the chords, what are the note positions, all that stuff across those different fingerings. I feel like there's room for an app on those lines. I did a little bit of work like that on an Elm app, and I think maybe turning it back into an iOS app and tackling it with SwiftUI and seeing if I can again get this my perception of how models and states and structs and all that stuff work together. Also, I want to learn the new model approach. They still support the class models, but you can mark them at model and stuff like that, and much easier time connecting into them. So we'll see how that goes. But that would be a nice project that just kind of new stuff, and I expect to move a little faster. This one's feeling kind of draggy. Working in code, I don't remember what was going on, and even how to run it and stuff is hazy. But on the other hand, things like select the list of databases. Well, click on the one you want is so much better than type in a name and all that. There's stuff to do here, and I would in the long term like to get this to be more of a Mac app. I ran it as iOS only, I think, before, but it could be a good Mac app too for desktop stuff. And probably with another 100 sessions, I could get the kind of templates and the full blown stuff that I have in mind, the analytic stuff and the arithmetic and all that. I don't know, the database thing, it was good in the sense of, showing that I could take an arbitrarily big database and let the database do the work of the sorting and all that stuff. So I was happy to do that, but I don't know where to go. So anyway, we'll get back, and Thanksgiving week I'll make an assessment on what to do and either push through on this or start that other project. Either one should be fun. All right. Well, have a good weekend and a good week next week, and I'll hope to see you in the future. Take care. Bye-bye.